Hello, and welcome to Rehab and Recovery with Dr. Miles Sandoval. I am Dr. Miles Sandoval. I'm a physical therapist specializing in online recovery coaching and meal support to clients on the journey to recovery from eating disorders and other addictions. In today's video, I wanted to talk about post-acute withdrawal syndrome, or PAWS, and offer a comparison that makes it a little bit easier to explain. So people tend to be more familiar with acute withdrawal from drugs, alcohol, or other addictive substances, but are not quite aware that there's a period of up to 6 months to 2 years during which the brain has to go through significant neuroplastic changes to get it back to full operating speed. And the unfortunate thing about PAWS is that the subjective experience during this first 6 months to 2 years doesn't feel very good. Some of the common symptoms of PAWS are high levels of irritation, depression, irritability. And if you think that that is all there is to recovery, it doesn't really make you want to stay in recovery, does it? But I want to offer a comparison as to what your brain is doing during this time and why it takes so much time for it to get back up to speed. So imagine that you were a farmer and you had a little farm, and your habit was to get up at 5 a.m. and go milk the cow. If you want milk, that's what you have to do. So every morning you get up and you milk the cow, and that's part of life. And the cow makes plenty of milk because you milk it every day. But let's say that one morning the milk fairy starts depositing 2 gallons of milk on your front doorstep. So, now you can get up at 7 or 8 or 9 in the morning and you still have fresh milk because the milk fairy left it on your front door. My question is, why would you keep milking the cow in that circumstance? So if you stop milking the cow stops making milk. If one day the milk fairy suddenly stops bringing milk to your front doorstep, and you go out to try to milk the cow won't be producing any milk. It will take time of milking the cow regularly to start to get any milk, and it'll take a considerable amount of time to get back to the level of milk production that you started out with in the beginning before the milk fairy started bringing milk to your front doorstep. So in this scenario, the cow is your brain and the milk is the different neurotransmitters that support a baseline stable mood. And the problem with drugs and alcohol and even addictive behaviors is that they artificially spike certain brain neurotransmitters, and your brain decides that it doesn't have to make them on its own anymore. If you're putting in substances that are giving your brain larger than normal amounts of dopamine, of endorphins, your brain will eventually stop making those on its own. And even if you decide to quit those substances with good intentions, that neurotransmitter production doesn't ramp up in a day or two. It does take up to 6 months to 2 years to get back to baseline. It sounds a little bit discouraging, but if you are in the first 2 years of recovery and it's not feeling very good and you're wondering why you're sticking with it, give your brain the chance to fully adjust, because there is joy in recovery and there is hope in recovery and there is the possibility for lifelong recovery of this nature if you can just get through that first period. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Comment below if you'd like to see another subject to touch on or explain with another bovine metaphor. Please like, subscribe, and share with somebody who's going through PAWS or who might like to learn a little bit more about what PAWS is. Talk to you all again very soon.